Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. In The Express, Julie Birchall writes, Meghan Markle has become one of the greatest comic creations of our age. According to Birchall, it was, ironically, nostalgia for the Diana effect which paved the way for Meghan Markle in her bid to be Princess of Hearts Mark II. Her apparent warmth and informality seemed to echo our lost princess, but an effect is all it was, a special effect from a professional actress who liked to boast that she could cry on cue from one eye or both. She was playing us as surely as she was playing the befuddled prince when she wore his mother's favourite perfume on an early date. It worked, though. Even I went gaga writing such slushes. Meghan Markle has never waited soppily for some prince to rescue her. In fact, it seems far likelier that it is she who will rescue the prince. Cringe, as the youngsters say. But thankfully, the ick wasn't far behind. How do I loathe Meghan? Let me count the ways. The hypocrisy, lecturing the rest of us about climate change and using private jets like the cabs. The calculated cruelty in the last days of both the Duke of Edinburgh and the Queen, bringing to mind bored children tormenting a dying, bound and defanged lion. Meghan was once hated, but now she is merely derided. South Park saw to that. The Sussexes' only appeal now is the comedy gold to be mined in the gaping chasm between what they believe they look like, fearless fighters for freedom and justice, and how they appear to the rest of us, two spiteful toddlers attempting to be bosses of a sandpit. Markle will be remembered not as a feminist role model or savvy businesswoman, but as the doofus Duchess, arguably one of the great comic creations of our age, recalling variously Nigel Tufnell from Spinal Tap, David Brent from The Office, and Alan Partridge. Ulrike Grunenwald, currently working on the documentary Harry, the Lost Prince, set to air on Germany's ZDF network in December, has voiced skepticism about the potential impact of a memoir by Meghan Markle on the UK audience. Speaking to The Express, Grunenwald speculated on the reception of such a book, questioning its credibility. We know that Meghan kept a diary during her days in Great Britain, but if she writes a book about it, will people believe what she is telling? An insider told the Mirror, the fact that Meghan's diaries may exist and could contain material to embarrass the royal family is enough to make anyone feel uncomfortable. Even though right now there is no reason to believe she has plans to publish, Meghan has always been a tremendous self-publicist. Her account of some of the more difficult times would worry everyone in the royal household. Ingrid Seward, a royal expert who weighed in, suggesting that Finding Freedom might have been a precursor to a more personal memoir from Meghan, Seward explained, my feeling is it won't be nearly as revelatory as we think. There might be a few tidbits in it, but what would the point be in the Sussexes giving away too much in this book when Meghan could write her own story? Michelle Obama got £48 million for her book deal, and Meghan could double or triple that. I think she'll hang out to write her own, making the royal household far more nervous. Harry and Meghan's new life in California has seen them forge relationships with various celebrities, but their interactions with top-tier Hollywood A-listers appears limited. According to royal expert Katie Nicholl, this may be a deliberate strategy for the Sussexes. Since moving to California, Harry and Meghan have been seen with new friends like former father of the bride actress Kimberly Williams Paisley and Bodyguard star Kevin Costner. However, there have been few sightings with high-profile figures, such as Oprah Winfrey or George and Amal Clooney, who attended their 2018 wedding. Speaking on Variety Fair's podcast Dynasty, the royal family's most challenging year, Nicholl shared her perspective. Personally, I have to say I've been a little underwhelmed with the celebrities they've been hanging out with. Don't get me wrong, I love Kevin Costner, he's fabulous, but I thought they'd be mingling far more with the A-list. I thought we'd see them out far more with Oprah and Gwyneth and that sort of crowd, and they haven't been. She speculated that this choice might reflect a desire for a more low-profile lifestyle, avoiding constant media attention. Perhaps that is all part of them wanting to live a life that is a bit more below the radar, that doesn't end up getting them papped and doesn't end up getting them all in the celebrity magazines. And actually in Montecito, they're able to do that. I'm sure there's a whole plethora of VIP dinner parties that are taking place at theirs that we have no idea about. Growing up, William and Harry shared a close circle of friends. However, Harry's critical stance against his family, especially detailed in his memoir, has strained these relationships. Nicholl noted, I think the ties have been severed. I think there's a sense that possibly friends, close friends, society, celebrity, friends have sort of had to make a little bit of a choice. I remember being told by someone at the palace there was this sense that you had to put your stake in one camp or the other. An insider claims that Meghan would like her old life back. The insider tells New magazine, Meghan has made no secret of how much she misses her carefree life when she was an actress. And while she'd never change what she has with Harry and the kids, there is a big part of her that wishes she could just get her old life back. She loved being in suits and all the opportunities it gave her. She'd get invited to all the exclusive events and get to hang out with the Hollywood A-listers. There was also so much less scrutiny and attention, and there was no pressure on her. She feels the time is right to start looking at offers, as she knows she'll be criticized whatever she does, so she can cope with backlash and wants to do what makes her happy. Harry often feels guilty for Meghan having to give up on her dream life, and he knows how much she sacrificed to marry him and have a family with him, so he will support her no matter what. Meghan, just call NBC. We're pretty sure they'll be happy to have you on Suits LA. Maybe your new podcast with Lemonada, now scheduled to come out in 2025, can be a Suits recap podcast. More palace in just a moment. Mama Cove left us a review, 5 stars. I think this program is fun and really not mean to the Harkles at all. My family would never trust or associate with anyone that wrote a tell-all book about us. I do not feel sorry for them. They did this to themselves. Mama Cove via Apple Podcasts, USA, July 22nd, 5 stars. Thank you, Mama Cove. I appreciate your comments. And if you'd like to leave us a review, please do so as well. Recent financial disclosures revealed just how much the French spent on King Charles. A lavish banquet costing over £400,000 was held in honour of Charles and Queen Camilla during their visit to France last year. French President Emmanuel Macron hosted this extravagant state dinner at the Palace of Versailles with 160 guests in attendance. The event featured rare delicacies such as blue lobster and Persian macaroons. The banquet on their first night in Paris showcased Macron's flair for grand gestures and fine dining. The decadent menu started with rare blue lobster and crab with fresh almonds and mint coconut gel. The lobster, a rare genetic variant, was caught off Vendée, France, just days before the event. For the main course, corn-flavored Bresse poultry marinated in champagne topped with porcini mushroom gratin. The cheese course included a 30-month Comte and Stichelton and 100% English blue cheese. And for dessert, a specially redesigned Issoufin Rose macaron biscuit built by pastry chef Pierre Aimé, featuring a compote of raspberries, lychee rose sorbet, and raspberry sorbet on a thin macaron disc. With 160 guests present, the cost per head for this extravagant feast was over £2,500. Among the notable attendees were singer Mick Jagger and actor Hugh Grant. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify or Apple or the app of your choice. And remember, you can get merch and subscriptions. They're all in the show notes or episode notes. And we appreciate all your support. We really do. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue. Good times.